Hi Metalheads, willkommen zum Metalheads Forever, Show Nummer 284 am 8.2.2022. Schön, dass ihr dabei seid, die zweite Show der Woche und heute war ein richtiger Power-Talk. Also selten, dass ich so viele E-Mails heute schreiben musste und Bands bestätigt habe für Mai. Der Mai ist jetzt fast so gut wie voll. Wir haben, glaube ich, jetzt noch 3 Plätze frei, 2 Reservierungen und dann ist der Mai auch schon eingetütet. Unglaublich. Ich möchte hier gleich mal einen riesen Dank sagen an Udo, an die Annette von Red Lion Musik, und an unseren Tom und an Sturmi heute, die haben wieder Gas gegeben, wunderbar, also wird wirklich richtig ein geiler Monat, der Mai auch, so viele, sogar aus Brasilien haben wir diesmal einen Gast, sehr, sehr cool. So Freunde, heute eine Band wieder, 2 Alben am Start und ich habe mir durch die 2 Alben durchgehört und sage, holy shit, das ist so eine Powerband. Wer auf melodischen Power Metal steht, also der kommt heute wieder auf seine Kosten. Unglaublich. Der Sänger, eine Range, wow. Aber ihr werdet selber hören und ja, ich würde sagen, es geht jetzt mal los mit unserem Metalhead of the Day. Einer unserer allerneuesten Members hier ist unser Jürgen und wir sagen, let the Metals begin. Jürgen, danke dir für die Treue und dass du dabei bist bei uns vom Chapter Bavaria. Sehr, sehr cool. Und mit Jürgen habe ich ja eine History. Sein Bruder war mein Roadie in den 80ern. Unglaublich, der Andi. Liebe Grüße an Andi, falls du zuschauen sollte. Na, lass dich mal schauen, wie es jetzt aussieht. Nach 35 Jahren oder was. Oder 37 Jahren. Allmächtig, das ist wieder lang her. So, Freunde, ich würde sagen, heute starten wir mit einer richtig coolen Band. Habe ich, glaube ich, noch nie gespielt. Tolle Frontfrau. Und ein Mörderriff schon wieder. Hier sind Shameless. Das ist schon wieder eine Band, wo ich sagen, Mr. Ergindorf, bitte an die Kasse. Die müssten wir auch mal haben. Hier sind Shameless and Shout It Out. Und jetzt würde ich sagen, let the madness begin. Schamlos haben sie den Abend eröffnet. Shameless waren das, so geil, gefällt mir super, guter Groove. Und der Nicky Six hat natürlich schon wieder sein Spur hinterlassen, der Bassisten. Sehr, sehr geil. Shout it out. Das ist mit sich eine Band, die könnte man mal einladen. Das gefällt mir super. So, Freunde, es geht los. Wir haben wieder Power Metal, melodischen Power Metal aus Belgien heute. Jawohl. Internationale Gäste und ich kann gleich sagen, wir haben heute Dario hier, der Gitarrist, der immer diese Monster-Riffs macht. Der Wahnsinn. Ganz ein sympathischer Typ auch. Das wird mit Sicherheit wieder lustig. Ich freue mich drauf. Und jetzt würde ich sagen, gestern habe ich ihn gespielt, der Song. Gestern hat er ein bisschen gehüpft und so, der Song. Und heute habe ich ihn bearbeitet und heute passt er. Hier sind Thorium und Where Do We Go? Ich würde sagen, Let the Madness begin mit Thorium. Jetzt wisst ihr, wo die Reise hingeht. Heute wird es melodischer Power Metal aus Belgien. Ich begrüße jetzt Dario von Thorium.
Hello everyone, how are you doing? Richie, how are you?
Thank you, and you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. Had a rough day at work, but I'm happy finally to be a part of your show and to be with the guys in Germany. It's been way too long since we've, crossed the borders once again, and it feels good. It feels good to be back. Thank you.
And feel at home. Feel like home. This
Thank
is
you.
now
Thank
your
you very
home
much.
for the next 1.5 hours.
Perfect.
Where I start, I had so much fun today to prepare the show and listen to your 2 albums, and I chose, I think, the most important songs. But there's always a taste, somebody like this song more, they like this song more. But I think I have a not bad taste. And but before we start, we have always our ritual is we start the show. We want to know who is the metalhead, who is here today, where you come from music wise. Was guitar your first instrument? Sometimes we have some surprises, some running gag. So I always want to know where this guy come from. When start everything, what band actually made you going? Was it that is my
Well, I've always been into music because my mother was a musician. She was a singer. She did classical music. So I bumped in at a very young age. And actually, the band that got me into heavy rock music was Queen. It was basically my way into the more, heavier stuff, so to say. And I was blown away by the diversity that Brian May and Freddie Mercury brought to the world. It was eye-opening. I mean, I was a big fan, and still am a big fan of all kinds of music.
Are you more a fan of the older stuff from Queen, so the 70s, or more the 80s when they got very, very mainstream?
I'm basically fan of the 70s period. So let's say from Queen 1 to up to Play the Game. The works pretty okay. We all know kind of Magic's pretty mainstream. A lot of hit singles on that one. But yes, I have to admit that The Miracle and especially Innuendo are true highlights for me as a Queen fan as well. Yes. So and basically Innuendo was amazing when you know that Freddie died a year later. So it must have been one hell of a work to complete that album. So it's very special to me.
I mentioned this before. This is when Freddie was telling the guys, "Right. I want to record as much as possible because he knew he will die. He knew it's the time is now limited. That's why he overworked actually, and that's why Innuendo is a very. But I must say, I still remember when I heard she heard Attack, for example. What a great track this was. This was the first real fast metal actually. If you compare to the other Queen songs, I'm with you. I was a Queen fan as well. I am, and he was unbelievable singer, unbelievable. And Brian May,
he was one of a kind. He was an entertainer as well. I mean, I've been following Queen later on, obviously with Paul Rodgers. Saw them perform with Paul Rodgers. Paul Rodgers, one of the greatest voices of all time.
Yes, Bad Company.
Bad Company, for instance, Firm.
Firm, yes.
And then lately with Adam Lambert, who's an absolutely great entertainer as well, and technically terrific voice. And he's like, between Freddie and George Michael, somewhere in there, in the middle. And I mean, it's commercial, obviously, but he manages to outperform every night again on stage. So as far as I'm concerned, Queen can tour another 5, 6, 7 years, with this lineup.
There's a very, very, very cool documentary about Adam Lambert and how he came to Queen, how it works out, and very, 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 very cool. I am with you. He's a very, very cool singer, and but there's always, the original. Nobody can match Freddie Mercury. Nobody. And they even says Freddie Mercury is the man. Even Adam Lambert says it, and even Paul Rogers says it. I mean, come on, he's the man. He was the man.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But today, it's a important day because we have Thorium here, and there's a history. There is actually two Thorium, and I was confused, to be honest. There's a band from Denmark, a death metal band. But tell me, what's happened?
Well, there's actually, indeed, there are two Thoriums right now. What happened is that when we started the Belgian Thorium, the heavy metal Thorium, the Danish variant was no longer existing at the time. So we're talking 2016 something. They reformed shortly after that. So all of a sudden, we wanted to release our debut album, and we got aware of the fact that the other Thorium was back as well. So right now we're having two Thoriums, and to be honest, in my humble opinion, they both play great music and great songs. We play more the heavy metal kind of thing, while they do the death metal kind of thing. So awesome, that's great. Another great thing is that the Danish Thorium singer is the guy that's owning Target Music in Denmark. So he's the president. So I think we're not going to sign at Target's music group. But there are two Thoriums, but different logos, different styles, different kind of music. So it's hardly a thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, there's one thing we have to say. When I listen to your tracks and all, and there's always say where I reminds me to some band. And then one day, one song especially, it's what's a song, Curd of Blood. I knew it. What band influenced you? It is Iron Maiden, right?
Yeah, Iron Maiden is obviously. We're all guys, who are in the 40s right now, and besides the drummer, that's our youngest guy. He's like 20, 27 or something, but he's amazing. And we all grew up with Iron Maiden, and we all can relate to the fact that without Iron Maiden or Judas Priest or Saxon, heavy metal would have looked much different.
Yes,
we can all relate to that. So yes, obviously Priest and Maiden were huge influences back in the day, and they still are to date. I mean, they still make good records.
I just listened 2 days ago. I listened to the new Saxon. Very cool.
Yeah, I've got it already in the closet over here. So yeah, I like it. I like it too. It's a decent normal Saxon album. I kind of dig the two before, Battering Ram and Thunderbolt, a little bit more. But hey, I mean, they deliver every time, every 2 years, they deliver with a new album, which is fresh, pounding metal. So that's what we need, fresh, pounding metal.
Yes. I really like, for example, I like the title track from Soul of Rock. This is my kind of. I met him in 1994. I did I played in a festival with Glenn Hughes, then the Little Caesar singer, and Biff, of course. And so I hang up backstage with him. Very nice guy in 95.
Yes.
Very down to earth guy, funny guy. All right. Before we go to the next song, where do we go? I love videos like this. This is like from child to the elder and back, and looking back, and in the end, tuck, the grandmother disappeared. So right or left, or right or wrong. Was this the message behind the song?
Well, it's quite simple actually. It's whatever you do in life, everything you do has a consequence. So there's always an action that follows what you do. I mean,
Yes.
whether you do it right away or later, there's always something that will follow and will build up on what you have done. You know, you cannot escape. And also in a positive manner, of course. I mean, there's no reason to sit down and be afraid of things, because you cannot avoid things having consequences anyway. So live your life, and don't be scared to live it right here, right now, at this period of time. Because when you grow up and you grow old, right then, if you have to look back on your life and think over what you should have done or should not have done, I mean, it's too late. So it's a positive way of putting, live your life, enjoy it to the fullest, and no regrets.
Yes. I worked in a nursery home in 1989 for 20 months. And I worked with very old people, 80, 90-year-old. And of course, sometimes I had some discussions with them. And then many times you hear either I had a good life, I lived like I love to live, and I lived a shit life because I didn't do what I want to do. And I was forced to do this and was forced to do that. And then who forced you? Yeah, I had to make money for my kids and this, and I grew a family, and I never was looking for myself, and that is actually the biggest mistake in life if you not look after this. And you're right. All right, let's go. Powder and Arms Part 2 is the next song. And let's listen first. And this is the first now track with a little shaky video. It's not a video I prepared for you. And then let's talk why Part 2, what was Part 1. Okay?
Cool.
Here is Powder and Arms. Here is Thorium.
I'm a musketeer and a gentleman soldier for the king of the sun, master of arms and the naked dance. My life, the altar is fired, and the bleeders pour, adventurers with valiant hearts into history.
Yeah, here we go. And the background is back. Very cool track. So this was Powder and Arms Part 2.
Mhm.
What is the difference to Part 1?
Well, basically not that much. It's just a storyline that changes. We have a lot of songs that relate to historical events, which is not unusual for a metal band, obviously. And it's about, violence in life. I mean, we have pirates, we have soldiers in the First World War, we have knights, we have all kinds of storylines coming together, but mainly people who fight for what they believe in, too bad, in a negative manner.
Yes.
So that's Powder and Arms. I mean, it's struggles in life that are fought over, with anger and violence, things we do not need in the worlds we live in. So,
Yes.
but it's historically based. So there are some fun facts in the stories, in storylines, but basically that's it.
Yes. This is from the album Empires in the Sun, the second one,
Exactly.
of course.
Yes.
Today we have the most songs from the new album, of course, but we have also from debut album. It's very, very cool. I like also the debut album. It's, if you compare the covers, very different. It's the logo.
Yes.
So was the idea to have an impact song? That's us.
Exactly. That was the general idea when bringing out our first album. Maybe some of your fans will know that I was in a Belgian heavy metal band for 8 to 9 years called Ostrogoth, and I was in a band, and Stripe, our bass player, joined me back in 2013 or something, and at the latest, Tom, the other guitar player in Thorium, joined as well into Ostrogoth. So the three of us decided to move on, form our own band where we could, explore some more boundaries and start a new band with the name Thorium. But at first it was important to focus on the name and on the logo, much more than on some great artwork, which we have on the second one, of course. And
Yes.
Exactly. You got it 100% right.
The bass player from the Striper, who is Striper? The Christian band.
Well, Stripe is no Stripe. That's his name. Not Striper. He's not
okay.
He's not Catholic. He looks
so-
like Blackie Lawless. He looks like Blackie Lawless, actually.
All right.
He's the mini Blackie. That's what we call him. And it's a fun story, actually. When we were in Chicago, we had to play a show in Chicago with Ostrogoth back in 2016, and there were a lot of girls, walking around in the street, and they were following us everywhere we'd go. And then at a certain point, we turned around and said to the girls, like, it's really him. It's Blackie. It's Blackie Lawless. Can have a signature and stuff like that. So that was awesome. So that was really a funny occasion. So
I mean, your bass player now. Your bass player now, he looks the part as well. He's a great looking guy, big hair.
He's a great looking guy, but more importantly, he is a great guy. So I've been playing with him in bands for like 25 years now, and he always pops up. I mean, whatever I try, whatever I do,
you never get rid of him, right? So
I never get rid of him. No. So
no, we have one problem. Our German metalheads, not many understands what we are saying, because their English is limited. So we not keep it too long, not keep it too complicated for them. Anyway, I would say the next song is another. It's a lyric video from Exquisite, right?
Yes.
Yes, from the new album, In Paris in the Sun. And
Yes.
then let's talk about the song after the video. All right?
All right.
Here we go. Here's Exquisite.
One day it started all when the world seemed to be, and out of the wings we appeared. We couldn't realize that's what we would become. A higher form, a greater final sun. Swiftly rose, you struck the sense of steam. Many hands made warm, the way it's meant to be. Unshackled now, we're boundless and free. Exquisite. It feels exquisite. Time is the enemy, that's how it often seems. Regard can lead you to your dreams. So take a leap of faith, it's surely guaranteed. If you believe you will succeed. Exquisite. It's called exquisite. Exquisite. It's called exquisite. No one can tell you what the future holds in store. What question should start with you? Keep your head high now, all that may agree. Eyes on the goal, you'll do achieve. Exquisite. It feels exquisite. Exquisite. It's called
Very cool. This was the song where I said, holy shit, the singer, he has pipes. How you found him? Damn.
We found him basically on the internet. It's we had been looking for a singer for months and months in Belgium, and although there are very talented singers, we didn't seem to get hold on one. So we were like, looking out of Belgium to Holland or Germany, to or UK to have a singer, and this guy just popped up on the internet, Contacted him, and he's like, "Okay, let's do rehearsal. Let's do some songs." And he came in, and basically he blew us away. So that's a story. Internet does a lot of good things as well.
I mean, he has pipes, especially in this song. That's what I said before when we have a little bit of conversation before the show. I love singers who not shine all the time, who because they can, because they can scream all the time, So people doing this all the time. He used the screamings wisely, and the screams fits the song, and this is when I said, holy shit, this is the real deal, This is a world class. I remember when I heard the very first time TNT, 10,000 Lovers.
Tony Harnell. Yeah.
Yes. This was for me when I say, "What?" This was like the very first singer I by side of G of Tate, of course. But this was another level, And then, of course, Steelheart later on. These are the singers. They're really holy fuck. They reached the part. And the question is, does he deliver live same always?
Well, always is a big question. We're all human beings. We have good days and less good days, but and especially for singers, that's very important, obviously. But he manages to deliver it on stage. So we're really happy with him. He's a real powerhouse, also live on stage.
Yes. That was for me, but because I had this before these conversations, a very close friend of mine is Ralph Shippers from Primal Fear, which is also very, very good vocalist, and I had this conversation with him in the studio in his house, and I was like his soulmate when he was on US tour, and he had to live every day and in a nightliner, and he said, "Oh damn, it's not another 20 shows, and it's killing me, cannot sleep here," and then I was in the studio and I said, and he shows me some track, another level, another high tone, another one. I said, you complain later on. I said, this is that's the curse of a singer. You create music, you create art, and then you have to deliver it live. That's why I ask, is he able to reach these really high notes also live, or was a studio thing? Yes, because people who buy the record, they will judge you later. They will say, I want to see this band because his singer sings so great. And then, he's not delivering because he cannot reach the high notes, because you said everybody's human. And especially when you're on tour, you have to live at maybe 20 shows or 30 shows, sometimes 6 shows in a row, they're traveling between. And because the people that come to the shows, I want to hear it like on a record. This is very, very hard to bring it. That's why it was, because this was the question. All right, Exquisite. Is it based what you see on the video?
Exquisite is life's exquisite. It's a bit same story we have with Where Do You Go? I mean, we live here and now, and we have good and bad moments, but in general, we have to make our own lives exquisite.
Yes.
That's the baseline. I mean, you can complain as much as you want to, and you can nag about things that happen, and because people are doing something wrong to you or whatever. I mean, sure, these things happen, but no, don't let them fuck you. I mean, unless, of course, you want to be fucked by them, but that's not a story. And just, live your life. It's exquisite. Yes. Life's beautiful. It's what you make it.
Yeah, we live only once. That's a fact.
It seems. Yes.
Yes. And people forget it. Yes. Right? Everything said. Now we come to the title track of the new album, In Paris, in the Sun. Labutzen, once again, let's listen to the track first, and then we can talk about a little bit behind the story behind the cover, what this means, because this is like a gate the gate to where it goes. Where do we go? Do we go again? But there must be some story behind. And
There is.
let's talk later on. What is the story behind the cover? Here is Empires in the Sun. That's a title track, I can tell.
It's a title track. Yes, it is title track of the second album.
Yes. What sticks out for me, it's your really, really great harmony between you two guitar players. This is unbelievable. This is like Dave Murray and Adrian Smith.
And Adrian
This-
Smith, yeah.
Yes, that's
Um,
this.
That's. Thank you. We're as said, we grew up with Iron Maiden, and whether you talk about Tipton and KK Downing, or you talk about Smith and
Yes.
and Murray, they're icons. I mean, the way they play, the way they perform, the way they look, the way they act. I mean,
But this was not
that
in a
sums
negative
up
way.
metal.
This was actually what sticks out. It's like only say where we here have this in history of metal, especially in the 80s. This was always like Murray and Smith, and now with Yannick to make this kind of these harmonies in the solos, a lot of harmonies. And I guess this is a lot of work to do this to work out this. This makes you so special. For me, it's Thorium a very special band because for me it's a mystery that I never heard this band before for myself, and thankfully now I have the chance now to know the people now, even know and you now, and
Yeah.
not in person but on screen, and to talk about this because there's so much love and work in that. You can hear this. This is not a A to B band. Okay, riff, zack, boom, chorus, middle, bridge, out. That's solo out. No, there's so much inside and a lot of work.
Yes.
Congratulations.
And-
That's a really, really, really cool album.
Thank you very much. And
The
that's what we want to do.
yes.
I
Let's
mean,
talk about
when we
the
write music. I'm sorry.
go ahead.
When we write music, it's like I'm a fan of bands who, when they have two guitar players in the band, they both try to do different things all the time. I mean, for us, there's no point in two guitar players playing the same riff, at the same time over and over again, and then maybe
Yes.
each do a little solo part, but besides that, for the rest of the song, they play the same thing. I mean, there are a lot of bands doing that, and that's okay, but for us, it's very important that Tom and me, we have our different voicings throughout the songs, different kind of things that happen, and it reminds me of bands like Queensryche in the early days, certainly.
Yes.
Where you had Garmo and Wilton doing different things, but also very important, and not a lot of people will think of this, but a band like Def Leppard, for instance, when you hear Phil Collen and Vivian Campbell right now, or before Steve Clark, they did both different things throughout songs. I mean, not a lot of people pay attention to it, but that makes the music, richer. It adds to the music, and that's what we try to do.
Yes, I agree, 100%. The cover in this video now, actually, this was actually an important video because now this shows this is a history. Of course, it's like there is some like the Muslim countries. There's Greek history. There is Maya, even Maya history.
Yes.
What
Yes.
what is it exactly? One would to say empires in the sun.
Basically, it's Empires in the Sun. Well, it's about rise and fall. It's not Halloween song, Rise and Fall, obviously, but rise and fall of empires. I mean, throughout history, there have been so many great empires. Roman Empire, for instance, Greek, Persian, Chinese, and they all were huge at one point in history,
Yes.
but they all fell down and crumbled. And that's basically that's what we are, human beings. We get ourselves to a certain level, a certain point where we think we're, invincible, and nobody can, beat us or win us. And that's when you fall down. Actually, when you go back, you reach the point, and that's the point of no return, and then you go back. So that's the same thing with empires. They grow bigger, until one certain point, and then they collapse. So, rise and fall of empires.
You just mentioned Halloween. Halloween is also a style that fits very much in your style, especially the 80s, like the Keepers of the Seven Keys stuff. Are there in your radar? I mean, when you compose songs? Yeah.
When we compose songs, actually we write what we really want to write. I mean, and what comes up at a certain point. And there are influences from basically all kinds of what they call classic styles. There's a lot of heavy metal. That's what they right now call power metal. Or there's some speed metal in it. There you have the Halloween influences, or I hear a lot of people talking about Gare in our music, but I also hear Sanctuary or Crimson Glory at certain points. Riot is a huge influence to me. So all these kind of bands, blend in what we do.
I had Todd Michael Hall was here from Riot 5,
great guy.
singer.
He's an
Yes,
awesome
a
guy.
nice guy. Yes, he was with Kurt Vanderhoff here from Metal Church. He was here in July. I think July was here, and I saw him live. I saw him together with I forgot the name
Jack
from
Starr?
the. No, Jack Starr was also a guest here.
Yeah.
No, I saw him live with Primal Fear on tour.
Okay. Yeah.
Now and I saw him and I thought, what the hell? He was not in my radar first, and then I saw him, was front row, and I watched Todd Michael Hall. The holy shit! This was another experience for me to see what a singer can deliver. And now that then after this, I study what is the backstory of Todd Michael Hall, and I say, okay, he's Jack Starr so long, and of course, and this is a guy he delivers live. He delivers live exactly like on record. This is something very impressive. Very impressive.
Todd Michael Hall is virtually a perfect singer, technically.
Yes.
We were on tour with Riot a couple of years ago, and
with Riot 5 or Riot?
Riot 5.
Right?
Yeah, Riot
Yes.
V, as it called. And amazing guys, amazing bands, amazing singer. They were very, very good to us. Same story about Ross the boss. They were so nice to us, and it's great to be on the road with all these guys.
Actually, I will invite Ross again. He was here. He came late because he messed up the dates, and then he came in last minute. I thought that the interview is done already. He's not coming, no show. Okay, so and then suddenly he popped up and said, "Oh, Ross the boss, what a great guy!" Also, and that's what I like James Rivera from Hellstar, and all the old guys, or Jeff Thorpe from Vicious Rumors. He was also here. Really nice guys, that's down to earth. They are since the early 80s and they still have the fire. And what sticks out, these guys are humble. They are not high noses, I heard always bad about Blackie Lawless. This is the guy, number one guy I heard always from who works with him and as a support band say, no, it's not, he's mean. You said before, mean. Yes, I heard it. I don't know. I never met him, so I don't know. I would love to interview Blackie Lawless, but I heard this.
I don't know. I've been around for quite some time. I've played with a lot of bands, and I have to say that most of the guys, most of the musicians are really down to earth, Really, really, really nice guys. I've been on the road with a band like Sabaton, who is huge.
Yes.
Very down to earth, very nice guys. Whether you like music or not, I mean, that's a personal thing. But they're such nice guys. Death Angel, amazing guys. I mean, I was talking to Michael Wyckoff a couple of months ago when the new Halloween came out, and such a down to earth guy. Really, really amazing guy. So
Roland Graphoff from Masterplan, who was also in Halloween,
Yes.
he will be our guest in 2 months. He will be, again. He
Okay.
was already here. What really nice guy, I must say. I was a really highlight for me last year. The highlight from, let's say, from 2021 was Ronnie Atkins from Pretty Mates. He was
Oh.
such a nice guy,
and
he
I
has
love his
also
solo album.
yes, the new one and the before. What
Yeah.
the hell, He reminds me so much. To be honest, reminds me so much. He put out so much as possible. We know he has cancer, stage
Cancer,
4
yes.
cancer, and he keeps going and keeps going, and such a humble, nice guy. I mean, and let's spread some positive energy to another great to Chris Holmes. Chris Holmes, the legendary
I heard
guitar
the
player
story, yes. I heard the
from
news.
Wasp. He has cancer as well, and give our love to Chris Holmes and fight this demon. And I would love to have him in a show as well, because he's legend. He's a nice guy too. What I heard, very humble. He looks
Yes,
for me.
yes.
This was for me in the 80s. To be honest, the dangerous guy. Nobody was dangerous than Chris Holmes. This was a maniac. He was above Motley Crue. And I adored Motley Crue, but this was like a bastard, And then I heard from people who worked with him and said, this is such a humble, nice guy. When he comes always with his wife, he takes in his arm and says, "Hey, go, brother." It's like a cool guy. So hopefully he beats this demon. Let's do the music. The next song, great track also, is the song Godspeed, and Speed is the right name for this. I love it. Here is Thorium, Godspeed.
Without a sound, the grand cycle of all things, America.
I like the last bum bum. I like this. Yes.
There's also fun story, not really fun story, but there's also a cool story about this track is that it also appears on Tom, the other guitar player's solo album. He's got this project called Entering Polaris, and the song's also on that album. And over there, it's sung by Thomas Wikström from Thorium and Candlemass. So you need to look that up. It's a great version as well. Thomas Wikström is one of my favorite singers of all time. So it's amazing.
Dario, if you have contacts to another bands, even in Belgium, please spread the word for us. We need always great talents. We love to support. Of course. And we love to support, of course. And Godspeed. What is the backstory to Godspeed?
Godspeed is basically, once again, good fortune and all you do and all you achieve and all you want to become and achieve is just good fortune. Godspeed. May the force be with you, as they say. So basically, that's the baseline. I mean, we all need good luck and good fortune, and that's what we want to wish all people around. I mean, if we're all lucky.
So, sorry to mention it again. I not say you're copying this style. No, it's like inspiration, of course. When I hear special by Godspeed, when they have the rhythm, there's this galloping thing. I think about Nico McBrain. This kind of drumming. Is yes. Nico McBrain for your drummer inspiration?
No, not really, because as I told you, he's a really young guy, and basically he's the one guy in the band that doesn't listen that much to traditional metal. Okay. He's more into the newer kind of metal and rock kind of thing. So he's much more into metalcore stuff, metal bands like Killswitch Engage, stuff like that. Gent metal, a lot of Meshuggah. Things like that. That's his cup of tea. Leprous, Tesseract. That's what he loves the most. So, no, I mean, traditional drummers as such are not really his influence. But I think from the perspective he puts into the music, it's very interesting to see what he achieves without having those guys like Nico McBrain as an influence. So it's very, very, very great to see. He picks it up. It's really good.
It's cool actually that he has not this influence from because he brings his own style, and you cannot say he copied this guy because his style, not his style. Who can copy Nico McBrain? He's a phenomenal drummer. You know.
Yes.
Now we enter the world of the very first album, the debut album, and I could choose every song because this is another album, no filler, only killer. There's one track after another. But I thought, I focused more today on the new album, on the newest, because this is you have to promote, of course. That's why it's mostly today. But I found one track, and I said, this is. Once again, this is now when I remember how I grew up in the 80s and I heard the very first time Maiden or Judas Priest, these power riffs. And now I talk about the song Curd of Blood. And this is a typical power metal riff.
Yes.
You wrote the song, the riff?
I wrote the song, Curd of Blood. And while writing it, to me, I was very much into the new wave of British heavy metal at the time, based. And for me, I had the Saxon of the early 80s in mind when I wrote that song.
Denim and Leather, Wings of Steel. Yes.
Wheels of Steel. That type of period. Really a bold riff. and
2 minutes
can put their
to midnight.
fists- yeah, people can put their
Yes.
fists right in the air and shout and have fun. That's what this musically the track is all about.
Yes. All right. So you explained already. So let's play from the debut album Thorium. Here is Curd of Blood.
A call to arms in the year of Vendetta. Conspiracy under a Calvinistic ploy. Iconoclast would see our rulers rose we can. Ignominy that just cannot be ignored. They will stand for their stand indignation. Open defiance in the province of Mills. All you rough reform music, out of your mouth remorse our ring. One country king and king, a trouble down till I bring. Laments of 1,000 men, their right rescinded and rest down to hell. Oh, my brother, who fought the way beside me, lords of experts and horns. Even your heads are zero with tears in my eyes. My tyranny to atone for your apostasy. I will stand in defense of the country, and I will see this through till the end. For God and King, onto your neck the blade shall swing. Round the Spanish throne, I carry your reproach. A force 10,000 strong, a rebel nation right over us. Call me iron and rock, and to my God of blood. All your cities under siege, the price you pay for your heresy. Your heresy.
Before we go ahead, we have one of our members, Metal Party. Ich dachte, du hast vom Michael jetzt schon eine Nachricht gekriegt gehabt. Lass uns persönlich reden. Ich rufe dich an oder machen wir morgen mal ein kurzes Gespräch, dann werde ich alles erklären, okay? Und bitte nicht unseren Chat hier vergiften. Ich kann alles erklären, okay? Also, weiter geht's. Dario, we are in the middle. Now we have to say I ask you, of course. I put always the link in from the Bandcamp. So when
Yes.
people like to buy the 2 albums plus your merchandise, you have the Bandcamp link, and here is it again. And of course, I asked you to support our fan club, like so many bands before you,
Yes.
and you says no problem, you do, because we have our
We
raffle
do.
every Friday.
And we do with all of our hearts. I mean, we live by the grace of our fans and people who love our music, not necessarily fans or big fans, but who love the music. And we live by their grace. And we don't always have to give back that much. But at this point, I think bands should support as well the fans. Not only the fans should support the bands, but the other way around. So you'll see package
Yes.
coming your way pretty soon.
I hope so. Thank you so much. To
You're
Regensburg,
welcome.
to Germany, not to the Philippines. Don't worry. Yes. Thank you so much that you support us. Of course, we support you. And also ihr da draußen im Bandcamp könnt ihr das Merchandise von Thorium kaufen. Und ich kann nur sagen, beide Alben sind Killer. Beide sind absoluter Hammer. Das war der German.
Thank you.
So,
Yes.
so the next we have 4 more videos to go. More than meets the eye.
Mhm.
Also another track I chose. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
What is the backstory to this song?
More Than Meets the Eye is a bit more a cynical approach to people that live their lives for themselves, stab other people in the back because they want to achieve something for their own, and no matter what comes in the way, they will achieve what they have to achieve, and they will get everything they want to have without, paying attention to other people. So this song is actually a big fuck you to that kind of people who live just for themselves and annoy every other person in the world. So basically that's it. And there's the storyline there is that this song was written originally for a new Ostrogoth record, but for several reasons didn't make it, just as some other tracks on the first album, and didn't make it to the first Thorium album as well. We changed it a little bit here and there, and then finally it made it to the second album. But I'm very proud of that track. I'm very proud of it. It's a different approach on Thorium. It's a different song. We have all kinds of different songs on the album, and here's one of them. I'm really proud on this track.
And let's hear it. Here is More Than Meets the Eye. Yes. Killer track, my friend.
Thank you.
Like
Thank
I
you.
said. Yes. We have 3 more videos to go. We are 1 hour and 22 minutes. Actually, very, very good length. I like it. Cool. How you enjoyed the show so far, Dario? Everything cool?
I really do. I really do. I really do. It's great to see the comments also from the people in the chat room. So we're really humbled to be part of this this great event.
You saw
We'd
the
love
beers.
to come back
The
to
beers.
Germany.
This is, yeah, that was the next question. When is the next trip to Germany or to Austria, Switzerland? We have our fan base is mostly Germany, Austria, Switzerland, of course, other countries as well, but this is the main countries. Is there a tour planned where you be on the
We
road?
are looking at possibilities, but it's very hard right now because all tours that were scheduled for 2020, 21, are being postponed, cancelled, postponed once again. So
Yes.
thing is, most of the venues are full, and it's very hard to find your way into a tour right now. We will play Bangert's open air. That's in Germany. It's close to the Dutch border. Together with Rage, it will be great to see PV Wagner again. So
Yes.
he's a great guy as well, and that will be on September the 2nd. So most likely that will be our first appearance in Germany for this year. Hope to have some more shows, obviously, but I will be visiting a lot of festivals and shows in Germany during next months, hopefully. I will be at Keep It True Festival. I will be at the Headbangers Open Air Festival. So maybe I see some of the guys over there. And we can have a drink and have a chat together.
Watch out for the shirt. If somebody has the shirt on, then hey, that's it from
who
our
knows?
logo.
Who knows? That would be great.
Yes.
I will be tapping the guys like, hey, I know that band. I love that band. It's great. I have a nice shirt.
All right, let's go ahead with another video now. And this was the very first video you told me. It's Return to the Clouds.
Yep.
So another track from the debut album.
Yep, exactly. Was basically the first single.
Yes. Let's watch the video and then let's talk about the song.
Okay.
Easy like this. Here we go. The very first single and very first video of Thorium. Here is Return to the Clouds.
Of 1990 wouldn't last. time to recall our land so small. When we come before the storm. Hard on the rudder, we fling ourselves into the fray. Feel the speed, the keys, and the rest of the day. Spit fire at anyone for right night. Two hops of Merlins are burning the sky. Fly and the veil we yet can prevail. A newborn Kareem, who stand ground and never give way. Wonder a hero was better than few. The yellow, the red, and black mix the prince in the blue.
What can we
We're
say?
back.
Yes.
Can I
You're
just,
singer.
Richie? Can I just
Yes.
answer to Gisela?
Yes, Gisela.
She asked, have you been at Keep It True at Ostrogoth? Yes, I have. I was part of the Ostrogoth band back in 2011 or 2012 when we played Keep It True. It was a great addition with great bands. We got to witness Arch Matthias, Fate's Warning, which is my all-time favorite metal band. And it was a great festival playing together with Psychotic Waltz and bands like that. Very awesome guys. So yes, I was there playing with Ostrogoth in 2012. As I visit the festival every year as a spectator, so it's a great environment, great people, well organized, and thumbs up for the German fans and the German supporters of great traditional metal.
I hear many times people calling John Arch as the god, the voice.
Well,
Is
he has a very specific voice,
yes,
but I think a very specific, a very unique voice. There's only one John Arch. I mean, very nice guy too, but maybe it's unholy what I'm saying, but I'm a little bit more fan of Ray Alder as a singer. You know, within Fate's Warning, Parallels is my favorite album of the band. So, but hey, I mean,
unholy.
huge credit to John Arch.
Yes. I mean, I heard this many times. I played that track from the Keep It True festival, and so always pops up this always, wow, this is the man. This is for me. John Arch is God. I heard it so many times, and that's why I want to know from somebody like you who worked with actually a same festival with him. We have one more song before we have our outro song. The outro song will be the first song again, because I want to finish this interview with a positive energy, and actually all your tracks is no negativity. There's always positive thinking.
Yes.
And the second last song, The Old Generation, what sticks out for me, all the lyrics is about life. Right? Life, make the best out of it, and what, like you say so many times, The Old Generation. What is the backstory before we play the song?
There's the backstory is basically a lot of people, when you grow older, like us, we can relate and look back, like 10, 20, 30 years ago. And we may think about it and assume that maybe back 30 years ago, things were better. But actually, that's not a fact. I mean, things were different. And we grew up back then. We had our heroes back then. And that's why we think that back in the day, things were better.
The good old
Basically,
times.
yes, exactly. And I mean, we live by the grace of what we believe and where we come from and what we believe in and our heroes. And they will always be with us. And that's our tribute to our heroes back then, the old generation, which is the new generation in some way.
Yeah, it's true. You're a wise man. Wise man says.
No. I'm just an old man.
Yeah, not so old. But
Well,
young and harder, maybe, yes.
yeah,
Right,
heart,
let's-
yes.
Let's play the second last song from the new album, Empires in the Sun. Here is The Old Generation. powerful track, fast, great lyrics, great meanings, and great melody.
Thank you.
I can say this album is a killer. It's a must-have. If you love power metal, melodic power metal, that's it. How you can get it better? There's everything in this album what you could wish for. It's my humble opinion.
Thank you very much. And I hope there are a lot of people, thousands of people who follow your opinion and buy the album. That would be great. So
thousands would be a little bit too much to wish for, but I mean, what you can make better, and what there's everything there, the craft, the showmanship, everything there. I mean, this is a band for the next level, for 100%. And I'm sure you kill them on stage. I'm sure.
We try to do our best. That's we give it 100% energy every time we play, and I mean, we love to see the interaction. We love the interaction with the crowd, and it's very important for us to to hit that stage every single time. So it's very important. We're not just studio bands.
That's the most important lesson for young musicians as well. Be always on top, always good, deliver always the best you can do, because they will always remember the last concert. If you bad mood, they will remember this, and so you're losing fans, or you should win the fans, win them over, and get them hooked up with you. And Dario, thank you so much.
The good advice is play the concerts and then drink the beers afterwards. That's my good advice to the younger bands, say, for instance. So just play as much as you can and then drink as much beers as you can after your show.
Absolutely.
Together with the fans.
Very good advice. Dario, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. Another highlight, another great interview partner. Thank you so much. Give my regards to the rest of the band.
I will do.
If you have some new video out, let me know. Send it to me or whatever. I will follow anyway. So I will see if there's a new video. I will put you. And as soon we get the fan package, of course we put you in the next raffle for our fan club party, and we play great stuff from you. Maybe even stuff I didn't play today. So people get much more to hear, because there's much more to discover. This was only a small part. There is a lot of more from Thorium to discover. And for me, it was a great day, because I really enjoyed to set up this show and then have a great interview partner in the show. Thank you so much, Dario. And
thank you for your time, Richie. And
stay heavy.
Thank you to the fans and the listeners. I want to take a brief moment to thank every one of you. Stay safe, stay metal. Thomas Gindorf, special thanks to you too. You're an awesome guy. Richie, thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's a hell of a lot of work to put up this show every day, every single day again. We're very thrilled and very humbled to be part of your show, and looking forward to much more in the future.
We need a photo. We need a photo now. Oh my God.
Okay.
I need some attitude, so but I cannot do everything out, because I need my 2 hands too. Yes. And yes, you have all nice teeth. You could have make extra money with the advertising for toothpaste.
And they're still my genuine teeth. That's the great thing.
My too. They're bad. I kick you out now in this show with the last song. Again, the first song is the last song, because I really like this attitude. I like the positive energy you spread. And this is, for me, the real deal. This is Thorium. Where do we go? And for sure, we go to hopefully a better future, better than it is now. And one day, maybe we see each other live. No, who knows? Maybe one day you play in the Philippines. You never know.
I would love to.
The world is mysterious. Life is mysterious.
Yes, that's great, actually. Bye to everyone. Have a great evening.
I would say now I have to say it in German. Jetzt mal nochmal die Humpen hoch für den wahnsinnigen geilen Interviewgast Dario von Thorium. Hoch die Humpen. Let's get the chat yellow. Beer yellow and red wine, whatever. But cheers to Dario and Thorium and the rest of the guys. Here is Thorium. Where do we go? Dario, I salute you.
Thank you very much. I salute you too. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Have a safe day. Right. Bye.
Servus.
Cheers.
Ciao. In Bavaria, servus. Say servus.
Servus,
Servus.
everyone.
Perfect. Here we go. Here's where do we go? We go right to the after show party. Don't leave us. Stay here. No, not you. I mean, you're offline, but you can still see we have some more tracks coming. So the show is not over after the interview. Stay here, and we have some more metal for you. And if you are new, if you are outside, not logged in, because many people watch the show outside, please subscribe our channel and like the show. Very important for the algorithm. And please come back again. We have every day another killer band. Thank you so much, Dario. And here we go. Where do we go? Yes.
Shelter we are born.
Das waren Thorium, so eine geile Band. Der Trailer, ich öfter die Trailer jetzt Szene, umso mehr gefällt mir, weil man kann rückblicken, wer schon da war und man kann sich freuen, wer kommt. Wenn du also am letzten Tag, beim letzten Interview den laufen lässt, da kann man immer rückblicken, alle sehen, wer da war in diesem Monat, und ich freue mich schon auf den nächsten Monat dann, weil wir haben wieder so viele geile Bands am Start. Ich werde auch auf meiner Facebook-Seite immer wieder jetzt mal ein paar so vom März, April, Mai ankündigen, so unsere Highlights mal schon, die ersten. Und ihr könnt euch freuen, es kommen immer mehr geile Bands dazu. Heute, wie ich schon gesagt habe am Anfang, unglaublich, heute so ein Booking-Tag, selten so viele E-Mails rausgehaut. Also unglaublich. Es wird wirklich, wirklich coole Bands kommen, sind am Start, von Italien, von Spanien, von Brasilien. Sehr, sehr cool, meine Freunde. So, eine Band, ich glaube, die müsst ihr mal einladen, weil der gute Gitarrist, fällt mir gerade Name gerade nicht ein, soll mir bitte verziehen sein, so ein geiler Typ, und hat damals nicht einloggen können. Das war so ein Schande. Das war ein Gun Barrel, hat lange nicht mehr gespielt, und das passt gerade schön jetzt irgendwie nach Thorium. Hier sind Gun Barrel und Praise for Impact, und dann kommen ein paar neue Songs, die noch gar nicht, also ganz neu von den Labels. So, hier ist Gun Barrel und Praise for Impact.
We are the chosen few. We're coming down on you. We'll leave you flesh and burn
Oh yeah, das war ein Gunbarrel. Natürlich, Rolf ist der Name gewesen. Herrgott nochmal. Rolf Tanzius, der ganz cooler und konnte damals nicht einlocken. Das war ja eine Schande. Hoffentlich klappt es mal, dass wir die Band wieder mal an den Start kriegen. Finde ich auch total stark. Geile Band, geiler Sänger, geiler Groove, geile Riffs, alles da. Geiler Name, Gunbarrel. So, liebe Freunde, weiter geht's mit Wuduma. Habe ich ausgesucht, mal Band, die habe ich gar nicht so oft wieder gespielt. Ich glaube, einmal erst so. Und auch ein cooler Song. Hier sind Hellbound, heißt der Song. Und Wuduma, der drittletzte Song heute Abend.
Fire once again, like smoke and fire. In my darkest hour, I can see the light. In my darkest hour, never seems so bright. My final destination, I can hear my name. Can't throw away, they're the holy thing. Hellbound, no regrets, no remorse at all. Hellbound, going fast into the pit I fall. Hellbound, rise among the place where I belong. Hellbound, shouting out the hellhouse comes the dawn. I would flee, my fate was decided. Well, I'm dead and gone away. In my darkest hour, I can see the light. In my darkest hour, never seems so bright. My final destination, I can hear my name. Can't throw away, they're the holy thing. Hellbound, no regrets, no remorse at all. Hellbound, going fast into the pit I fall. Hellbound, rise among a place where I belong. Hellbound, shouting out the hellhouse comes the dawn. My choice was made, but a long time ago. I crave for the fire. I won't go down slow.
Heute sind sehr viele Videos von unseren Partnern Pride and Joy Music. Jawohl, Records, Pride and Joy Records. Sehr, sehr cool. Das waren Wuduma, Hellbound. Herr Gindorf, bitte an die Kasse. Da haben wir schon wieder eine. Und jetzt kommt eine Band, hatte ich überhaupt nicht am Zettel und habe mich weggeblasen. Mit einem Drive, auch ein geiler Sänger. Holy shit. Sehr, sehr cool. Habt ihr schon was von Silent Winter gehört? Übrigens, ich habe heute geschnitten. Ja, gut, dass ich das Mikrofon habe. Ne? So. Okay, hier sind der vorletzte Song heute Abend. Hier sind Silent Winter und Dragons Dance. Jetzt geht richtig die Post ab hier. Melodischer Power Metal vom Feinsten. Here we go. Dragons Dance. Falscher Knopf. Und hier sehen wir. Oh yeah. Silent Winter, Dragon's Dance. Sehr, sehr cool. Kann man vorstellen, das ist auch eine Band, die können wir einladen und mal über denen ihr Musik reden. So, liebe Freunde, das war's gewesen für heute. Wir sind bei 2 Stunden 10 Minuten. Gute Zeit. Ich hoffe, dass ihr Spaß hattet mit heute mit Thorium und morgen kommt es wieder ein bisschen härter. Jetzt hatten wir 2 Tage Power Metal und jetzt morgen gibt's melodischen Thrash Metal. Und zwar aus der Schweiz. Jawohl, morgen sind die Schweizer dran. Und zwar Acrasis sind morgen dran und ich bin gespannt und haben auch geile Songs. Das geht ab wie Schmitzkatz. Also, einschalten, morgen dabei sein, ab 20 Uhr wieder. Und alle, die wo draußen waren, mal schauen, wie viele heute geliked haben. Ich habe jetzt gar nicht nachgeschaut. So. Naja, heute haben wir ein bisschen weniger Likes, aber vielleicht werden es dann noch ein paar. Also, Freunde, Dankeschön fürs Zuschauen. Danke für die Treue. Bis morgen, 20 Uhr. Metal, we trust, united we stand. METALHEADS FOREVER. Und hier ist Acrasis Retrieval, oder Retrieval, wie ihr sagen, heißt es. Here we go. Und ciao, bis morgen. Stay heavy. Ich freue mich auf euch. Ab 20 Uhr. Servus.
This is my retrieval!